Namaste dosto. Now that meant hello friends. Welcome back to Delights Galore. So today I'm going to be reviewing another book. I hope you're all excited and pumped up as I am. So today's book is based on Hindu mythology, and that book is Ram, Scion of Ikshvaku. This book is the first book of the Ramchandra series, and after this book comes Sita, Warrior of Mithila. This book is written by Amish, and this book was a good read. I'm going to tell you what it's about. So, Scion of Ikshvaku is about Ram. So, this story is actually about things that are happening at 3400 BC at Ayodhya. So, at this time, Ayodhya is weakened by divisions, and this is because that Dashrath had lost to a war against the demon king Ravan of Lanka. And on the same day he was defeated, Ram was born to Kaushalya. So he is the eldest son of Dashrath, and since he was born on the same day Dashrath was defeated, he blamed his loss on Lord Ram. So he did not appreciate the fact that Ram was an incredible warrior when he grew up, and at a certain point did he realize how important he is. The characters are simply well portrayed, and I like that a lot. The countrymen do not appreciate the leader among them, only very few do. But Ram stands alone for the law. He is a person who believes in law. So even if something happens and that thing needs justice but is against the law, he will stand with law, not justice. So the main question we need to ask to this book is, will he be able to fulfill his destiny of the Vishnu? So this book was a really good book. I enjoyed it a lot. I say that for all the books I read, I guess. Actually, I'm picking the best ones that I read. I'll be reviewing them though. So this book balances Hindu mythology with fiction. So it isn't more fiction or more mythology. So this book helped me to study a bit more about the Hindu mythology and what happened in history. Now when I plan on reading a book or buying one, I always check reviews written by others in Google, and this time when I checked in Goodreads, there were like a lot of bad reviews saying that there was too much describing stuff, it was poorly written, stuff like that. So actually those bad reviews were the things that built me to read that book and see how it goes in my view. So I think it was a good book. I do not agree with those bad reviews at all, because first of all they say that this has too much describing. I loved how he described the stuff, because only few authors are able to describe series or people with such jaunt and beauty. I loved that. I also liked how he gives a sort of chill or mystery. I don't know how to describe that, but when he gives a sort of a sentence, it's like, wow, even if it is something that you don't have to pay much attention to. For example, at the back of the book there is a line, Ram Rajya, the perfect land, but perfection has a price. He paid that price. That was like, wow. I like how he describes this. I appreciate Amish uncle a lot. It's a really good one. Another feature that I liked about the book is that, as I told you before, Ram is quite steadfast and steady about the law. When it comes to the law, he stands alone. No matter what, he is with the law. and not justice. Even if he breaks the law, that means he has to pay a really huge price, even though other people don't want him to. While his brothers Lakshman, Shatrughan and Bharat aren't much like that. They don't believe much in the law and are in the side of justice. From most of the books that I've read, I always side with the main character most of the time, and only at times when the main character is doing something wrong, only do I side with the right character. That is something that most people do. But in this book, it was completely different. There were only a few moments when I actually sided with Ram. The rest, I was actually with Lakshman or Bharat. Because, you see, I'm not a person who trusts law too much like Ram. I know that laws are made for following and not for breaking, and that justice can only be served if it is not against the law. So here, but Bharat and Lakshman did not care about that. They were mostly on the side of justice, which was something that I felt the same about. And very few writers are able to make a reader feel like that. So I say this is a really good book, well written, not poorly written at all. So if you're planning on buying this book, please try it out, because this is how I see it. This is my view, but I think that every person has different opinions about different books. While I was reading this book, I didn't have to expect much of a twist. I know the outline of the Ramayana, so it's quite alright for me. But if a foreigner is trying to read this book, it's going to be a really good treat for them. It was just really amazing, and you'll learn a lot about the Indian culture, some of its origins as well. I also loved Ram and Sita together. The people that I most admire in Hindu mythology together, like couple, are Ram and Sita, and I was really happy to read about them, how they got married. But I didn't see the kidnapping part much. Like, I didn't understand where he kidnapped Sita, though I think I might have missed out. But I loved the humor of Lakshman at times. He's like quite playful. I liked it a lot. At the end of the book, at the last page, there is a map of India at 3400 BC, like this. You can refer to that if you want to perform a bit more research on this book. I love this book a lot. It was amazing. I'd be glad to give this a 4-star rating out of 5, because it was quite well written. Only very few authors have been able to make me side with other characters, because mostly when the main character gets wrong, I still stand with them at times and feel sympathetic for them. So that was all for today's book review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope that you'll try this out. You can use any means to read this book, because it was just amazing. And if you liked this book, go ahead and read Sita, Warrior of Mithila, and tell me if I should review that as well. So don't forget what you learned today. Namaste dosto means hello friends. I'll be back with more videos and fun. Till then, bye and take care.